this costs 100 or 200 bucks, rupees. So you tell me, am I supposed to throw this away in the bin or not? I've used it only for 3 hours. I went to work, I came back home. Am I supposed to keep it or throw it? Now, if I use like this, in 20 days, I'll be spending. This is the cheapest type of these that I can find. So if I use it 20 times, if I dispose it every day, then it's going to be 2000 rupees in 20 days. So you tell me what to do. And now these are a bit more expensive than that one, and these also I've used a couple of times repeatedly after disinfecting and all, but I don't feel like using it more than 4 or 5 times. I've already used it at the hospital a couple of times, and it's time to throw these away. And these, of course, even though they are cheap and I can buy lots of them, but do they really provide any protection? Even if I use 2 of them, they're not N95, they're not providing any real protection. This is okay for going and buying some groceries or vegetables, but not for use in the hospital. The other way people use it is putting such mask on and then putting another one. I don't know whether this is for added protection to us or for protecting the more expensive mask that you found inside. So anyway, these are not so protective. These are medium level. I don't know whether to throw it or not. This looks much more effective. It says N95, but then these cost a bit more. And so, what to do? Here comes the role of respirators. The first time that I saw such things, I thought the person wearing it looks like Bane. You know Bane? Bane is from Batman, the villain in Batman who uses a big mask, like I've shown here in this picture. So this is a 3M. This is a 3M half face piece. It's a medium size. The model number is 6200, and I've attached a filter over here which is 7093. So these are detachable filters. So this is the air outlet, this is the air inlet on both sides, and what happens is this whole thing fits snugly, and when you get a proper fit, the only air entry that's available are through these filters from here, and we apply these filters. There are two big and one small holes, some gaps over here, and we have to align it properly. So we have aligned it, and then I turn it clockwise 1/4 of a circle. Now this one came from below like that. This one came from like below, and so on the opposite side, since it's a clockwise turn, it comes from above. So you attach like this and you twist it like this. So you attach like this and you twist it like this, and then the two are symmetrical. So what happens is, it depends on the filter that you use on what level of protection you're using, because air is not, when you get a good fit, air is not going to enter, leak from anywhere else. There's no other air entry is only through this filter. And this one that I got over here is a P100 particulate filter. Now what is that P100? So an N95 particulate filter is 95% filter efficiency against particulate aerosols free of oil. So such respirators can have an N95 filter, I guess, but then these are similar to N95 means like normal N95 mask. So these are offering 95% filter efficiency, and those aerosols must be free of oil. And there is also time use restrictions which may apply. That means we cannot use it for a prolonged period. If you're using it for hours and hours, the effectiveness decreases, and if the aerosols contain oil, you're not being protected from that. Now there's something known as P95, that is particulate filter, 95% filter efficiency level, but the only difference is It's effective against all particulate aerosols, and it does not mention whether it should be free of oil or presence of oil, and there's no time restriction with the P95. Now the one I got over here, this filter number 7093 by the company 3M, is P100. So that means it's a 99.97 filter efficiency level, effective against all particulate aerosols. And if you check out this chart, which has been checked by National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, if you look at the cartridge filter number and this chart, it mentions that it is protective against organic vapor, hydrogen chloride, chlorine dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, methylamine, mercury vapor, sulfur dioxide, chlorine, hydrogen fluoride, ammonia, and formaldehyde. And doesn't matter whether it is free of oil or not. And so definitely these are protecting, giving much more, better seal than this, and better protection. Even if you use a better mask with better seal like this one's going to last longer. You can use it for long. Let's say this costs 300 rupees. You can buy only 10, approximately 10 of these at the price of this, but this can be used for a long time. You want to know how long this can be used? The person who supplied it to me has mentioned in somewhere that you can use it for 3 to 6 months depending on the amount of use, but it says here particularly that N series filters should not be used in environments containing oils. R series filters may be limited to 8 hours of continuous or intermittent use if oil aerosols are present. And in environment containing only oil aerosols, P series filters should be replaced after 40 hours of use or 30 days, whichever is first. So in presence of only oil aerosols, this has to be replaced after 40 hours of use or 30 days. But if it's not an oily environment, then I'm sure it can be used for a longer period, like 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And after every day of use, this needs to be disinfected because you're going to use it repeatedly. They recommend that when it is not in use, you store it in a plastic bag like this, which will be airtight and which has a locking mechanism like this. This should be airtight. And now, these straps are very easily attached over here. These can come out for better cleaning. I've seen some videos which mention that we can do disinfectant wipes, alcohol sprays, or wash it with water and disinfectant liquid and let it dry. In order to put it on, you have to take this strap, put it over your vertex, put this over your, the bottom of the nose, a bit low, and then you have to keep this thing behind your neck. To tighten and loosen it. To tighten it, you can pull these straps. Okay, that's tight and uncomfortable. To loosen it, we have to push from behind this plastic. Yeah, now that's a bit loose. Like that. So we can do the same thing over here. It's a bit tight, yeah. Now this is okay, now this is perfect. So we can do the same thing with strap over here, make it tight or loose. And in order to remove it, it's quite comfortable, I think. I think I can stay with it for a long time. Now, in order to remove it, you unhook the lower strap and you can either hold it over here without touching the front of the mask and remove it. The other way to remove it is you hold the mask here, but you should be wearing gloves. You should not contaminate your hands because this will be a contaminated surface. And you remove it nicely. When you put it on, obviously you're going to put it on after disinfecting it. So at that time, you can hold it over here. Place it and put the strap over your buttocks and put this step. Now there are steps to make sure that this thing has a good fit on you and there's no air leak. So there's a positive pressure method for it and a negative pressure method for it, about which I'll talk in a different video. So if you want to be really safe from coronavirus, rather than using these masks, I would recommend you to buy these. And if you're working in the hospital, obviously a mask like this is not recommended at all. And yeah, so get one of this. And what's the price of this one? So this whole package says MRP of 2,100 rupees, and inside this was the filters, which cost 1,420. But I guess this 2,100 must be the price of only the half face piece and not inclusive of the filters. The person who supplied it to me was a senior of mine, and he charged me 3,400 rupees, so I think that's a good price. And he had to pay a lot for logistics also, I guess, because courier charges are very expensive right now. And this mask is, you can use it for as long as you want to, but you have to replace these filters. It's the filters that you have to replace. You don't have to replace the mask till the time it's in good condition, good usable condition. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and see you in the next one.